Hello y'all, welcome back. I'm sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been working on a few projects, and which has been my first mistake because I need to finish one project and then get on to the next instead of running 3 or 4 at the same time. Anyways, I finally finished one, and it's a small project. It was a nesting box for my chickens. I recently got 4 more chickens. If you remember, I have 4 already, so I have a total of 8 now. The new 4 should be laying in about 4 or 5 months, so I want to be ready for them because what I've built before kind of only fits and holds the 4 original chickens. So I wanted to expand that, and what I did, of course, I used refurbished material stuff. Actually, I found a cabinet at the side of the road. You'll see that, and sanded it down, repainted it, and put it together. That way they have somewhere to nest. So come on in and join us and see how you like it, and I hope it works for you.
So I found this cabinet frame, the shell of a cabinet, I guess it is, in front of a neighbor's house. They were just throwing it out, so I figured I'd bring it home, maybe refurbish it and turn it into a cabinet for my son's records and his turntable. But it was too big for his room, and he really didn't like that idea. So I went ahead and decided to turn it into a nesting box for my new chickens. So the first step was to start sanding it down, get rid of the old paint, mainly a lot of the chipped paint and stuff. So, and then that way it could be ready to get repainted or stained, whatever I was going to decide to do. As you can see here, I left a lot of the paint on, kind of smoothed it out, but left a lot of paint. That way I can leave kind of a rustic look when I end up staining, and as you'll see here in a little bit. I used this Behrwaterproofing stain and sealer just to stain it up and make sure it was waterproof. I had this left over from a playscape that we built for our niece. So of course, like I said, I like using leftover stuff. I don't like letting stuff go to waste. So this is what we used, just whatever was left over. For the sides, I was planning on using this plywood. It's a really thin plywood. It's kind of almost like a paneling, but I only actually ended up using it on 2 sides, and I treated that one as well. You can see it here, it's pretty thin, and it's lightweight, so I was hoping that would help with the lightweight stuff, but I didn't really want it for all sides. I wanted more protection. For the bottom, I used old shelving from an old project, so I had a lot of shelving, and you'll see how I placed it in the bottom. We had a bunch of hardy plank left over from a project we did where we added an extension to the house, and so I went ahead and used that for the back of this little project. That way it's waterproof, and then it keeps critters out a little bit better. So here's the bottom. You can see the shelvings that I cut down to form the floor. And here I'm nailing in some, what I think is a thin particle board that came in a shipping box when we bought a table, and it was used to protect the table from damage. So it was flexible, and I decided to use it to just cover some gaps. That way little critters don't go in. Now it might be overkill, but I just wanted to be sure and protect the chickens as much as I could. So here it is so far. I think it's coming out pretty nicely. Here I'm sanding down an old fence plank, and I'll be treating that also. I just was going to put it in the front to form the box for the shavings so they could stay in, and then the place where the chickens are going to be laying their eggs. Or as I like to say, huevos. So next I stained the inside of it, and then you can see I put the walls in on the other side and then in the middle to form the little nesting areas. And here's where I put that fence plank that I sanded down and treated. So next I just found a space in the chicken run, put some bricks down, leveled it off, and put the box on top. And here we are with the pine shavings in it, ready to go for our little ladies. Here's Tori checking it out. A little curious. And then here's Shakoba taking a look for herself, making sure it's up to par, up to her specs. Now I'm not too sure if the older ones will take to these boxes because they already have their areas where they like to lay, but this was more for the newer chickens, but we'll see. Whoever first come first serve, I guess. Whoever uses them, it'd be great. If they don't, then we'll use it for something else.
So there you have it, my latest project, nesting box for my newer chickens. And as always, I try to use material that I've had laying around, refurbished material. Everything from the stain that I used, it was left over from an older project. The flooring was used by old shelves that were just laying there. And even the frame I got from a neighbor who had left it at the side of the road. So you always have to come up with ideas for stuff like this. And a lot of times people say, well, why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do it? It's a lot of that, to answer those questions, a lot of times it's because I don't have certain material. I use what I have. And so in my head, I have one idea, and then along the way it changes. And that's the way you got to think about these projects. Not always is it going to be the way you wanted it, but as long as you use your hands, work at it, think about it, think outside the box, it'll all come together, just like this one. And I thank you again for watching, and I hope it works for you.